Okay. All right, y'all, we're gonna do a core 26 Vinyasa Smash Up tonight, a little bit of both. So, yay. So we are gonna start with a breathing exercise, but not the traditional core 26. So we're gonna start with alternate nostril breathing. So your right thumb on your nose and then your ring finger on the left nostril. Right thumb, right nostril, right ring finger, left nostril. So go ahead and get comfortable on your seat. And so again, you're gonna fold down your index finger and your middle finger, and you can also put those two fingers on your forehead. You're gonna close off the right nostril to start with your thumb, and you're gonna take a big breath in through the left nostril. And then pause at the top, and then put your ring finger on your left nostril and exhale out the right. And then inhale through the right, close it, exhale through the left. Continue just like that. Inhale left, close, exhale right. Inhale right. Filling the lungs all the way to the top, exhale left. Inhale left, close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close it, exhale left. We'll do one more round. Inhale through left. Close, exhale through right. Inhale through right. Close it and exhale through left. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands down into your lap. Breathe in through both nostrils. And out through both nostrils. And just take a couple more big deep breaths here. So as we've dropped in now with that breathing exercise, it really helps us to find the focus in our practice that we need. Moving into your body, starting to become more aware of yourself. And then we'll come forward to our hands and our knees and spread the fingers out nice and wide. And on your inhale, come into a cow pose. And I want you to hold this cow pose. And I want you to really contract the muscles in your back and try to pull your chest forward. And try to reach your hips back as you find a back bend. Keep your navel drawn up and in towards the spine. Keep your chin tucked. And now exhale, pull up through the belly. Push down through your hands. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Tuck the chin. Now stay here, and I want you to bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. Maybe even a little, it feels like it's going past your wrist, and rock yourself from side to side with your shoulders spread. Good, and then come back to neutral. Inhale into your cow pose, taking that extension again, feeling your back muscles. As you exhale, contract through the front of your body, push down into your hands. One more time, inhale into cow. Extend, find length first, and then lift. And now exhale. Now come back to your neutral spine. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back to your downward facing dog. And of course, explore a little movement here. Sway the hips, twist. Stretch and reach through your sides. Bend your knees, maybe come up onto the toes. Just notice how everything feels. What I want you to start to feel, and in this posture, I feel like you can feel it really well, is that the action of the shoulder blades is that you're pressing the tops of your shoulder blades up, away from one another as you bring the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards one another or towards the spine. So you feel that broadening through the upper back. You feel that engagement in the middle back. Good. And now look up at your hands. Lift your heels high and walk forward, coming into a forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift, straighten your back, long neck, soft knees. Exhale, fold forward, navel to spine. Now root to rise with strong legs, come all the way to standing. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart-centered Tadasana. Let's do 2 more half salutes. With your breath, inhale, reach up, fill the lungs, pause. Exhale, even slower exhale than the inhale. Follow it all the way back down into your forward fold. Pause. Inhale, fill your lungs, lift halfway, straighten your back. Exhale, fold forward, empty your lungs, draw your navel to your spine and come all the way to standing. Inhale. And exhale, bring hands to heart. One more time like that, inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips, reach forward through your spine, and then fold in. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Remember, hold empty, come all the way to standing. As you come up this time, bring your hands together overhead, step your right foot to your left foot, interlace your fingers, and point your index finger straight up at the sky. Hug your arms in towards your ears. Really reach and stretch up through your body. Take another big breath in, and as you exhale, slowly begin to bend your body over to the right and pull your belly in towards your spine and reach your tailbone down towards your heels. Remember, you're bending over a giant beach ball. On that right side of your body, you're really lifting up out of the right hip, contracting the muscles on the right side of the body to help you open up and stretch through the left side of the body. Your legs are really strong. Your breath is really full. Find your focus. And then inhale and come all the way up. Exhale, bend over to the left side. Very slow. Take your time. So we don't need to go into our deepest side bend all at once. So we inhale, we pause, we fill the lungs, we find a little more length first, and then exhale, we find a little more contraction on the left side body, emptying all the way out through the nose, feeling that Ujjayi breath, that powerful breath as we move through our practice. As you inhale, fill the right side body, and as you exhale, contract left. On your inhale, come all the way back up. Now look up at your hands without just flopping your head back. Look up and almost immediately start looking up with your chest too. Reach your chest up to the sky. Draw your shoulders down the back and then begin to backward bend. Any amount. Keep hugging your arms in towards your ears, shoulders down. Tips of the shoulders, bottoms of the shoulder blades coming together. Hips go back, or I'm sorry, hips go forward, thigh bones go back. Chest lifts up. And then change. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend your knees, and with a straight back, come forward. And then you can let go of your hands, and if you want to move around a little bit, shake your head out, bend one knee, bend the other knee. We don't have to do exactly what we do in our Core 26 Bikram classes. So let's go ahead and set up for our deeper forward fold. So we're going to pick up the left heel and slide the left hand underneath it. Right heel, right hand slides underneath. Try to get your forearms to touch your calves. Belly stays on thighs. Inhale, fill your lungs. Breathe into the back. Exhale, navel to spine. Pull on your heels and fold deeper. So we're not pulling on the heels to fold deeper. We're pulling on the heels to draw the shoulders down the back. Belly is still on thighs. As you inhale, expand into the back of your body. Exhale. This is a compression posture. This is not so much about stretching the hamstrings, although that is one benefit perhaps from this posture. Good. And then we're going to change by just bringing the hands out from underneath your heels and bringing the hands back together, arms with the ears. Exhale, navel to spine, come up. Good. As you exhale, sit down into chair pose. Stay here and breathe. Filling the lungs, emptying the lungs. Weight back into the heels. Soft face. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit down lower. Rock your weight forward to your toes. Let's take a crow pose. Bring your hands down. Even if you think you can't do it, you can put your hands on the mat and you can touch your knees to the triceps, more than likely. Okay, so, and then spread the upper shoulders apart, bottom shoulders together, and then begin to rock your weight forward, keeping your belly pulled up and in. Pick up one foot, maybe both feet. If this is an easy posture for you, you can practice straightening through your arms. Now listen, if you're jumping back to chaturanga, not plank, or you're stepping back to plank. So you jump back with your shoulders stable, lower all the way down through plank pose, chaturanga, and lay down on your belly. Slide your hands back in line with your chest and your rib cage. Push down through your feet. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up for your low cobra pose. So really use your back muscles here. Everyone thinks of this posture as kind of a baby posture, a beginner posture. But if you really engage your back muscles, it's not an easy posture at all. Stretch back through your legs. Pull your low belly up away from the mat. Long neck, full deep breath. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. Turn your head to the left, bring your arms down by your side. Pause. Good, and then bring your forehead back down onto the mat. Bring your hands back in line with your chest. And we'll do a second round of that. So push down into your feet. Strong legs. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Literally try to pull yourself off the top of your mat as you lift up through the chest. Chin is tucked. Gaze can be lifted. Breathe. And then very, very, very slowly lower down and turn your head to the right, arms down by your side. Pause. Breathe. Bring your hands in line with your chest, elbows in. Lock your shoulder blades down in place. Pull your belly up. Exhale, push up either through all fours or through plank or modified plank. And then go back to downward facing dog pose. And breathe and stretch through your hips. Good, look up at your hands, lift your heels high, and step, walk, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, straighten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Exhale, sit down into chair pose. As you inhale, lift your chest up higher. As you exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine, and maybe sit down a little deeper. You want your hips to go back, weight into the heels. Full deep breath. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Soften your gaze. Bring your hands to your heart, and one more time. Rock your weight forward, bring your hands down, find your crow pose, or practice your crow pose, breathing. I don't know why I end up so close to the wall every time I do this. And then either jump back to chaturanga with stable shoulders, spine and hips. You can jump back to chaturanga. All right, this time we're gonna take half locust. So bring your arms underneath you with your palms facing, touching the mat, pinkies together. This is an upper back posture, believe it or not. So push into your hands and push yourself forward. It feels a little awkward. Like, again, you're trying to push yourself off the top of your mat. And bring your shoulder blades back a little bit. Now, relax your left leg, push down into your right toes, and lift your right leg up. And keep pushing down and back with your hands. So you're trying to push yourself forward. Breathe. Lifting your leg, but not your hip. So you're using your hamstring and your glute. And then lower your right leg down. And relax your right leg and engage your left leg. Push down to the toes. Push down into the hands, push back, and then lift the leg up. Keep the left hip down. Keep breathing. Keep pushing. Keep reaching forward. Keep reaching back.
Lift that leg up a little bit higher, and then lower the leg down. And then finally, if you want, you can bring the arms a little closer together and maybe fingers a little closer to the knees. And then we're gonna push down, push forward, press into the toes, and lift both legs up off of the mat. And the forehead will come down. And this time, if you're really strong in your back, you can lift your hips up off of your hands. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that, but I'm always amazed. And then slowly lower the legs down and bring your hands out and turn your head to the left and relax. Breathe. Keeping the gaze soft, not darting all over the place. Find one spot. And then bring your hands back in line with your chest. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Stabilize the shoulders, push up. Downward facing dog. Breathe. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up, reach it back behind you. And as you exhale, round through your spine, bring your knee towards your right elbow. Again, shoulders strong, hips lifted. Inhale, reach your leg back behind you. And exhale, bring your knee to touch your left elbow. Inhale. Exhale, round through your back, knee to nose, come up high on the back toes, softly step through. You can always use your right hand to help you bring that foot up. Now stay down, turn your back foot out, and prepare your hips and your legs to support you as you come up into your warrior one pose. So we're not just collapsing and sinking into that hip as we rise up. Push down to the outer edge of your back foot. Turn your hips forward, so left hip forward, right hip back, chest lifted up towards the sky. There is a back bend happening in this posture. On your exhale, bend your arms, flip your arms and bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Reach your knuckles down towards the ground, shoulders back, chest open. As you exhale, very, very slowly, start to bring your body down. So you're not just dropping down into it. You're slowly making your way down into it safely. Feeling strong in the hips and the legs. Again, try to relax your head down. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your chest. Always trying to find that balance between effort and ease. Good, and now push down through your feet and come all the way up. Sweep your arms up over your head. As you exhale, bring your left elbow under your right elbow. Lean forward, come up high on the back toes. You might drag your back foot in and just step into your right leg and lift your left knee up, standing tall. As you exhale, sit down into eagle, standing at the top of your mat, Garudasana. Draw your shoulders down the back, tuck your chin, and sit back, weight in that right heel. Where's your breath? Come back to the sound of that Ujjayi breath. Soft gaze. Good. Now, from here, we're going to unravel the arms and the legs. We're going to reach the right leg out in front and reach the arms up overhead. And now bend into your left knee. Engage your right glute a little bit more. And now exhale and bring your arms down and round forward over your left thigh. Don't grab your foot. Just reach for it. Reach and hold. And breathe. Pull the belly up away from the thigh. Strong right hip, right leg. And then if you want, go ahead and grab onto the foot from here. You can interlace underneath as well. Working on patience in this side of the practice. So if you feel good here, then you can inhale and kick your left leg forward. It's not really a kick because you want to go, of course, slow again. Use your muscles to extend your leg forward. And pull back on your foot and straighten through your spine. Shoulders back, chest open. And then you can bend the elbows down. Keep breathing. And if you want to bring the forehead down, you can. I usually get pretty wobbly here. And then slowly rise up and step back into warrior one pose again. Woo! Right hip on fire. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. Lower slowly all the way down to your belly. This time, spread your arms out wide. Press down into your toes, press down into your fingers, and then lift your legs up and lift your head and your heart and your arms up for full locust pose. Breathe. Keep lifting your arms higher, your chest higher, your legs higher. Keep the low belly pulled in towards the spine to help protect your lower back. Take one more inhale here. Slowly lower down, turn your head to the right, and relax, breathe. Bring your hands in line with your chest. Prepare for your push-up. When you're ready, come on up. Strong shoulders, downward facing dog pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. On your next inhale, reach your left leg back behind you. And as you exhale, bring your knee to your left elbow. Inhale, reach back, stretch through your leg, push through your heel. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale. Exhale, right down the middle. Take your time, slow motion, step through. Stay down there, set yourself up. Strong legs, stable hips. Come on up when you are ready for your warrior one pose. Draw the shoulders down the back. Lift the chest up to the sky. Push out through the outer edge of your back foot. Cactus your arms. Bending that upper back even deeper. Flip it over. Interlace the opposite way this time. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders down. Exhale, go down slow. Humble warrior. Keep breathing. Push down through your feet, come all the way up. Arms come back up overhead. Bring your right elbow under your left elbow this time. We're stepping forward, but go slow. Make sure that that hip is really supporting you as you come up, and cross your right knee over your left knee for Gardasana. Sit the hips down and back. Lift the chest up to the sky. Draw the sides of the jawline back. Relax the face. Breathe. Good. Slowly unravel. Reach your right leg forward. Arms up. Bend your right knee. And now exhale, reach for the foot, but don't grab it yet. Probably the hardest part of this posture. Left leg straight and strong. Lift up out of the left hip. Grab the foot if you would like. Again, if that leg is straight, you can take the foot forward. You don't want to lock your left knee back. Pull back on the foot, not to pull yourself too deep, but to pull your shoulders back and to help you really straighten through your spine. And then exhale if you want, bend the elbows down. And maybe bring the forehead down. Good. Go to the point where you feel challenged, but you're not going to hurt yourself. Step back to warrior one. Woo. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it down. You can go straight back to, actually, no, you can't go straight back to down dog because we're going to take bow. So I want you to lower slow. And you know we're going to do this super duper slow. So we're going to start like locust pose, same exact way of starting. So engaging the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest. Good. Stay here. Now listen, bend your knees. Don't go for your feet yet. Bring your big toes, the mounds of your big toe below your big toes together, and push them together as you bring your heels closer to your glutes, towards your hips. Now lift your thighs up a little bit more. Pull your heels in a little bit more. Lift your chest up a little bit more. Bring your heels in more. Lift your chest up more. Heels in more. And then maybe grab your feet. And if you're not holding onto your feet, you're still kicking up and back, and you're still reaching up and back. If you're holding your feet, let go very slowly. Oh, and turn your head to the left and relax. Maybe sway your hips a little bit from side to side. Bring your hands in line with your chest. Exhale, push up. Take your time, especially if that was an intense back bend, making your way to your downward facing dog pose. Reach and stretch out through your arms. Reach and stretch back through your hips. Breathe deeply. Good. On your next exhale, look up at your hands, step walk or float softly to come to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Come all the way to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, bring hands down to heart center. Tadasana. All right, so moving on to dancer's pose or standing bow. Put your hands on your hips, shift your weight over into your left foot, bend your right knee. So feel that your hips are still level. And then reach around with your palm face up, thumb pointed back, grab onto the top of your foot by the ankle, and then draw the knees back together, pull the belly in. A lot of times when we go reach for the foot, the rib cage pops forward. So pull it in, reach your left arm up, and then exhale and just start kicking. And as you're kicking, think reaching up with your arm, reaching up and with your chest. Keep kicking, and then when you can't kick much higher, maybe you start to come forward to help you balance more. The further up and back your leg goes, the more balanced you'll be as your heart reaches up and forward with as much energy. Now slowly kick as you come out. Lift the knee. Go back to warrior three. Breathe. Softly step back to warrior two. We're going to flow reverse warrior and Bikram triangle pose. So we're going to inhale as we reach up and back, stretching through the left side of the body. And then as you exhale, bring your body forward like side angle pose, but reach your left fingers down towards the ground and press your left wrist or your forearm gently back against your left thigh to help you open up. Gaze can go up towards the right hand. On your inhale, reverse. And as you exhale, Bikram triangle. One more time, inhale. Exhale. This time go back to reverse, but go ahead and straighten your left knee and come into reverse triangle pose. You can bring your right arm behind your back. You can bring your left hand behind your head. Look up past your elbow. Feel that deep stretch to the whole right side body. Or sorry, left side body. Good. Now just release your left arm up to the sky. Keep your right arm behind your back. Exhale, hinge at your hip. And reach forward and forward and forward. And then bring your left hand down to your leg or to a block. Now keep your arm behind your back. And gently press your hand against the left hip, the back of the left hip, to help you twist open even more to the right. And bring that right shoulder back. You want to feel like your left thigh bone is rotating out a little bit. And your back thigh bone is rotating in a little bit. Then if you would like, reach that right arm up. Good. And now push into your feet. Come all the way up. Rotate your left foot inward. Take an inhale. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Take your time. And as you're going down, your weight is shifting forward towards your toes. And then you can step on your hands. I never like doing that. Press your hands against your shins, like you're trying to hug your shins together. And put your hands underneath you if you need a little more support. Unlock your knees, keep your quads engaged. Good. On your inhale, lift halfway up. And as you exhale, bend your right knee and just lunge a little bit. Inhale, come back to center and lunge to the left. Good. Inhale back to center, lunge to the right. Inhale back to center, lunge to the left. Stay here and come into Skandasana. So you might just hold here. You might bring the hips down, rotate the right knee and toes up towards the sky. You might like taking a side bend here or some other embellishment. And then we'll turn around and plant the hands and step back into plank pose. Good. Lower all the way down through Chaturanga. This time taking a vinyasa together. Inhale to your cobra or maybe your upward facing dog. And as you exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. Look up at your hands, bend your knees, step, walk, or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Rise to stand. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your hands to your hips. Good, standing bow. So transfer your weight over into your right leg, right hip. Bend your left knee, reach back. So bring that left shoulder back as you reach back and scoop up that foot. Pull the knees together, pull the belly and the rib cage back. Tuck the chin, reach the arms up, point the toes. Inhale, exhale, kick. Kick and kick and kick. When you're ready to go forward, go for it. I really want you to feel that you're engaging your hamstring and your glute. It's hard to feel that in this posture, I feel like sometimes. So see if you can get that part of your body to fire a little bit more. And now slowly kick to come out, lift your knee up. I wobbled this time, last time too. And then reach back for your warrior three. And step back to your warrior two. And just soften, breathe. Turn your right palm open. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, we'll come into that Bikram triangle.
Pressing the right forearm against the right thigh, looking up through the left arm. Inhale, keeping the stability in the hips and the legs as you move. Reverse warrior, and exhale. Inhale. And last time, exhale. This time, go back, straighten your leg, bring your left arm behind you, and grab onto your head with your right hand. Trying to lock out your front knee, but keep the legs straight. Reach back, stretch up through the right side. Keep breathing. Reach your right arm up, keep your left arm behind your back, and reach forward, 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 forward. And when you're ready, when you feel like you can't reach any further forward, then bring your hand down to a block or to your leg. And then use your arm on your back to help you twist back a little bit deeper. And if it feels good, you can reach that left arm up. Breathe. Good. And then come all the way up. Turn your right foot in. And then turn both heels in, sit down into goddess pose. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your left elbow towards your left hip. You can stretch your right arm over your ear. Keep pressing your thighs back and come back to center. Inhale, exhale, bend over to the right. And come back to center. And now straighten your legs, turn your toes back in, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, dive forward again. Take your time. So playing with anything here that you want, you can stay in a forward fold. You can work on a tripod headstand. And a good way to just kind of get that started is by coming almost like you're coming into crow pose again. Same way of starting, except you actually bring your head down. And then you just bring your knees up to the backs of your arms and work on maybe just picking up one foot and then the other foot. And when you're doing that, just making sure that the neck is in perfect alignment. Good, now halfway lift, inhale. And as you exhale, bend your left knee and lunge to the left. And inhale, come back to center and lunge to the right. Good, come back to center, left. Good, back to center. Turn forward. Oh no, let's do Skandasana, sorry. Come down lower into that right knee bend. Left leg can come up. Good, feel that nice stretch through the left side. Turn around, face the top of your mat. Plant your hands. Take your right hand to the center of your mat and roll over on your right side. Vashisthasana, side plank. Lift up out of your right shoulder. You can always try lifting up your left leg or bringing it into tree pose, or you can always bring it out in front for a little extra support. Good, and then switch sides. Left hand down, slowly. Go slow, so as you're going, you're taking your left shoulder down and back. Notice if your elbow pokes forward and it's hyperextended. So try to keep a soft bend in the elbow. Lift up through the hips, strong legs. Good. And come back to plank pose. And bring your forearms down to the mat. Holding here. Walk your feet forward for dolphin pose. So this is where I really want you to feel that you're spreading your tops of your shoulders away from the spine and bringing the bottoms towards it. And then feel free to just stay here and work on breathing and finding better alignment. Lift a leg, kick up to a wall.
And when you are ready to come down and rest, please come down into a child's pose. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Breathe into your back. Breathe all the way up to your shoulders and your neck. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press yourself up to a seat. And you might want to come forward a little bit for our hero's pose or fixed firm. So knees together, feet wide. You can always put a block under your hips. Obviously, if you know where you're going with this posture, go for it. I don't like it when teachers rush me through this. I love this posture when you get all the way back into it. So you can stay here, push down through the tops of your feet, sit up tall. You can go back a little bit and just kind of work your way back a little bit more. And if you start to go back and you get to a point where you feel a pinching in your low back, you want to lift your hips up a little bit, tuck your tail a little bit, and then go down, and then see if you can go back a little bit further. And maybe the head comes down, maybe you come flat. It helps to think about pressing the knees down towards the ground as you're in this posture. Remember, wherever you are is perfect. All right. I got a pop on that one. That was awesome. All right. Come up one elbow at a time. And go ahead and come up to your knees. And we're going to take a camel. So you can do camel with the block between your inner thighs if you want. You do not have to go all the way back for the heels, but just bring your hands to your low back. I think I'm going to try a block today. This just helps to stabilize the hips and support the low back a little bit. So shrug your shoulders and then roll your shoulders back and start to look up and lift your chest up to the sky. And just start with that and then begin to push your hips forward and let the thigh bones press back. Keep lifting up through your chest. Maybe you bring your hands down to your heels, maybe you don't. This posture does tend to bring up some anxiety. It feels hard to breathe in it. And so it's definitely worth kind of trying to work through the discomfort in this pose and in any pose. But of course, never to the point of injury. Maybe sometimes to the point of having a total meltdown and crying. That is very common. When you're ready to come out very slow. Sit down on your heels for a second. And this will be our one Shavasana, our pre-Shavasana before our final Shavasana. And I just really like doing this between camel and rabbit because I feel like it's best to really let the spine neutralize a little bit or a lot before we go into a deep forward fold after doing a deep back bend. So just kind of relaxing here. And then when we go to do our sit up, that action of if we use the core muscles to sit up, that's going to help to strengthen the spine and bring it, prepare it for a deep forward fold. So bring your feet together and bring your arms over your head and take a big breath into your lungs. As you exhale, draw your navel back towards your spine and sit all the way up. And you might reach for your toes. You might not. And then we will roll over. And we'll take our rabbit pose. So if you're unfamiliar with rabbit, you'll want to watch first. If you're familiar with it, go for it. So you can start by sitting up tall
and reaching for your heels right away. My arms are too short for that. The grip that we want to have in this posture is thumbs on the outside of the heel, fingers on the inside. So I start by grabbing onto my butt, grabbing onto my hips, pulling up on the hips a little bit to help me straighten my spine first. Inhale. And then exhale, we tuck the chin and really over-exaggerate that curling, the lifting of the navel up and in. And then you can grab for the heels. Try to bring your head as close as you can to your knees. Straighten through your arms. Lift your hips up. Breathe into your back. Whenever you're ready to let go, just bring your hips down. Sit back on your heels, sit up. And then we'll come forward to tabletop. Exhale back to downward facing dog pose. Good. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you, three-legged downward facing dog. As you exhale, open your hips up, stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Inhale, reach your right leg back. And now exhale and bring your right knee to point at your right elbow. And at the same time, point your toes over your left arm. So you're in a pigeon already, you're just hovering. And then softly set your right shin down. Keep leaning forward as you stretch your left leg straight back. You're tucking the toes and kind of inching that leg back further and further and further. You can always put a block under your right hip. And now walk your hands back and take a little bit of a back bend here. And I want you to push down through the top of your left foot and engage your glute and lift your kneecap. And then lay your kneecap down and walk your hands forward for sleeping pigeon pose. You can bring a block under your forehead if you want. It's really easy here to start wandering away from your practice. So really try to stay present and aware of the sensations that arise in your body. Continue to watch the breath. And then walk your hands back to your hips. And we'll take the left leg out to the left for Janu Shirshasana, or head to knee. And you can take any variation that you want. The Bikram variation, we round forward and we bring the knee to the forehead. Otherwise, the spine is really straight. So just see what feels better for you. So first, bring your arms up over your head. Sit up really tall. Make sure you're on your sitting bones. Now exhale, as you turn to the left, I want you to pick up your left hip and scoot the whole hip and the left leg back in space. And then fold forward. So again, you might come down with a rounded spine, and this is a compression posture. The knee might be bent in order to push the forehead and the knee together. Or you might keep your spine really straight and stretch your spine forward. It's always good to try new things, explore. Good, and then on your inhale, rise up and bring your right hand out to the right. Reach your left arm up. Lift your hips up for stargazer pose. And if it feels good, you can, of course, move your left arm around a little bit. Push your hips up to the sky. Good, and release the hip down. And just bring your left leg back. Essentially make your way back into a downward facing dog pose. You want to take a vinyasa, go for it. This time, inhale, left leg up. Open up your hips, stack your hips, lift up out of your right hip. Good, and then re-extend the leg. Bring your knee towards your left arm, your toes towards your right. So broadening of the upper back, lift of the belly. Softly lay your shin down. Shimmy your right foot back, leg back. Just take your time. Again, here you might need a little extra support. Sometimes a block is too much. A blanket's kind of nice to have. Walk your hands back. Back toes are pointed. Push down through your toes. Lift your kneecap up and squeeze your right glute a little bit. Help to really open up through the hip flexor. And then bring your knee down and come on forward into your sleeping pigeon. Noticing how everything feels. Allowing yourself to make adjustments as you need to. And then walk your hands back to your hips. And bring that right leg around to the right. Sit up tall. Reach your arms up over your head. Remember, as you turn your body to the right, pull your right hip back. And then exhale and begin to fold forward over your right thigh. This posture is not, it's not working with my body right now, but that's okay. So I just do it a little differently. Good, and then inhale and come up. And we'll come into that stargazer pose. So coming onto the left knee, left hand, right arm reaching up. Really push down into your right foot and reach your hips forward and up. Circle the arm. Good. And then bring your hips back down to the mat. And roll all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and rock from side to side. And we'll finish with a spinal twist. So take both knees over to your left first. So you can stack the knees, you can cross the knees. You might want to scoot your hips over to the right a little bit more. Really reach and twist through your spine to the right. And then bring your legs back up. And just switch sides, knees to the right. Spine to the left. And then release your twists. And extend your legs out for Shavasana. Arms by your side. Bring your shoulder blades together on your back. And just start by, with your eyes closed, just relaxing your hips, letting your pelvis feel heavy, and relaxing your hip flexors and your glutes and all the muscles around your hips as best as you can. And then just start to let the whole body get heavier and heavier and heavier. And just sink down deeper and deeper with each exhale that you take. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyebrows, your forehead. As your mind begins to wander, just come back to observing where you are in this moment on your mat, in your body, and still with your breath. And if you'd like to stay in Shavasana, please do. Stay as long as you'd like, as long as you can. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. You can start moving your hands and your feet. So really try coming out of this pose very gently. When you're ready, you can bend your knees and roll to either side. Take a couple breaths on your side in a posture of gratitude, of nurturing yourself. And then keep your eyes closed and push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Noticing how you feel. Bring your hands together at your heart center. And bow your head in honor of yourself, in honor of your practice, and in honor of one another. Namaste.